Welcome back. You're watching 101. We're talking with accomplished actor and activist Danny Glover. You've done an incredible variety of roles, and you made a big name for yourself with The Color Purple and so on. The irony is the big smash hits for you were the Lethal Weapons, of course, the Lethal Weapons series. Were you at all worried when that sort of went into the second and third movie that there would be a treadmill and you may get typecast?
I didn't understand. One of the things that I never was concerned about that particularly. What my concern was, how can I leverage the visibility or the capital that I had gained with a major movie, a franchise movie, into doing the other things that I wanted to do. So quickly in my mind, I began to shape what are the kind of things that I would want to do. I formed a company, and we tried to do certain things with that company.
So the Economist was still in you there.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, it's amazing I remember the first projects that we did was just Sleep with Anger. We got the $1.4 million from Sony Pictures at the time to do the Sleep with Anger, based upon the fact that it was going to be a Lethal 2. It was common knowledge that it was going to be a Lethal 2. So we did Just Sleep with Anger, an extraordinary film. It's one of the best films of that year. Then we were able to do work. We did something called America's Dreams, a group of 3 short stories. One of the short stories by Maya Angelou, Richard Wright, and we did those short stories that were actually women's stories as well. So we did that. That was something else we produced. So we kept doing these little projects, being able to sleep. To St. Fort Washington, the story about 2 homeless men was directly connected to doing Lethal 3. I got the money from Warner Brothers, part of the money from Warner Brothers, part of the money from the UK to do that movie because Warner Brothers wanted to situate itself so that I would do Lethal Weapon 3. So I was trying to find ways, how do you use this leverage in order to do the work you want to do? And I think for most of us, or a great number of us, who have some sort of vision of ourselves outside of just what the industry defines, we are always trying to find ways in which we can leverage whatever capital we have to do the kind of work that we really desire to do. And more now than ever, with the formation of Louverture Films, with Jocelyn Barnes, my producing partner, we've been able to kind of situate ourselves in a space that I think I was moving toward anyway, which was world cinema. And just at that particular point that Jocelyn Barnes and our lives intersect, she, in her immense knowledge of film and immense ability to write, we're able to kind of shape the kind of relationships that we want to shape with filmmakers, and to encourage the stories by filmmakers from around the world, whatever the region will be, even this region, in Africa, Latin America, even domestic films, to find those elements that now encourage filmmakers in their own development.
You've also, taken your turn at having a go at directing. In 1994, you did Override, a short film. How did you find that? How did you relate to the idea of directing? Is it something that appeals to you more and more?
Well, specifically, if it's something that I'm passionate about, and I think the really special directors, or directors who don't work for a living, but use their passion as the driving force to do the work that they want to do, whether they seek something out and work on that for years and years and years, or they limit the work that they do. You take someone like a young director that we worked with, Abdurrahman Sissako, you can watch his work methodology, and that he takes time, that it's not simply about working and directing something, it's specific in incorporating and the vision that he has of himself in the world and the stories that are important to him in the world.
What about working as a producer, which you've also done as well? Do you find you have more control there as well? Does that give you the chance to take on the projects?
Well, I think early on that's one of the things. What does it mean to be a producer? You say, what is a producer? What is a producer? But I had a couple of opportunities to work on projects that I think my input was essential to making the project work the way we desired. I wanted it to work, One of those stories, 2 of those stories were simply for TNT. We did Buffalo Soldiers for TNT, which was a script that we developed from the ground, from the moment, from the idea, for the conceptualization and what we wanted to accomplish with it to the last frame of it and the editing of it. And I was really happy because I said exactly what I wanted to say. I framed the story with it exactly the way I wanted to frame the story, and yet being in a position as a producer allowed me to do that as well. And so, and the caveat to that was I was also in the project as well. I was also acted in the project as well. But that, Freedom Song, another TNT movie that I did, and there have been cases where, just saying in Fort Washington, I've had a direct input as a producer in telling this particular story.
So what's on the cards for you now? Your activism obviously is very much a part of your life. That continues, and you're still pushing very much on that front. You're very active as an actor. What do you have on the cards? What are the things you really now want to achieve in the coming years?
I tell you, the work we've been doing with Louverture Films has been, and that's Louverture after Toussaint Louverture. The films we've been doing that, it's been phenomenal. I mean, in the last, just in this last year, I mean, this coming year, we're going to have 5 films, you know, that are either in production or they're going to be released. We have a wonderful film, as I mentioned, that we executive produced, Trouble the Water. We have a film about the music of the Civil Rights Movement, and a very empowering film about the Civil Rights Movement. The music sung by contemporary artists, and also with new footage from the Civil Rights Movement and new interviews. Not only contemporary artists, but people like Richie Haven and other artists who actually sung the music at the time. We have a film, a youth empowerment film, a film we produced with the Marley family, Africa Unite. It celebrated the 60th birthday of Bob Marley. We shot in Ethiopia. It was shown at the Millennium. That's another film that we have. So we're excited about those films that we have. Certainly, Toussaint is still something that we're working on and really excited about the possibility of that. Beyond that, then the films that I'm in that have, you know, really kind of like been very wonderful. In a film with Michel Gondry, brilliant French director, starring Jack Black and Mos Def, about imagination, Be Kind, Rewind, Honey Dripper, John Sayles movie, a wonderful, the adaptation of Jose Saramaga's novel, Blindness, that Fernando Moraes, the director of City of God, said that's with Julianne Moore, Mark Ruffalo, and also, you know, just a great cast, you know, with that.
With a huge list of films that you're involved with at every level and all the activism, do you find enough time to kick back, spend time with the family, relax?
Well, I got a 4-year-old grandson. He's forcing me to kind of reorientate my life, you know, and he's the man that, and the guy that's the good thing and the bad thing is about it is that I have, the good thing is that I haven't been able to travel with him. And on the one hand, which means that I have to come to his space and be a part of his space as opposed to the opposite. And the bad thing about it is that I would want him to travel with me so he can see, so he can be here, so he can see everything that I see, you know, and because he's going to take it in a way, and I mean, he's my next project.
Would you steer him towards Hollywoods or away from him?
I want him. I was telling him he was born on the 15th of January. Dr. King's birthday. I said he has a lot of work to do. However he does that work, I'm going to support it. You know what I'm saying?
The mantra of your parents.
So it's my mantra. It's my parents.
Danny, how would you like to be remembered? What do you think your legacy, you know, could be?
I think that simply that that I tried to make this short, brief period of time on the planet worthwhile and useful, and trying to change the world, trying to change perceptions, and try to build bridges, you know. I think that's about it.
More power to you. Danny Glover, thank you very much.
Pleasure.